Hey everybody, and welcome to the Ask Me Anything session. It's Tom Freer and Mia McIntyre from SharePoint, and we are here to answer all your questions around SharePoint and Office 365. Welcome, Mia.
Welcome, Tom. Let's do it.
Let's get into it. So what's the first question I think we've got? One of the ones we're commonly seeing is, why wouldn't I sync my SharePoint?
Yes, and look, what I mean by that, or what we mean by that, is people are used to seeing the File Explorer with all their files laid out in a structure. The biggest difference between Office 365 and using SharePoint and OneDrive to, say, a Dropbox or Google Drive is you don't have to sync. Okay, so what that means is you don't have to have a copy of your files on your computer. The whole idea is that you're connected to your applications and they are connected to the cloud.
Yeah.
And
that's probably one of the reasons behind that. I think what we see is file conflicts.
Yes.
Files getting deleted
Yep.
and that aren't supposed to because people think they're clearing up space on their machine.
Yes.
All these sorts of things.
Exactly. So what will happen is you've got documents synced on your computer, and I'm sure any of you that are using Dropbox or Google Drive already have experienced this. But what will happen is you're working on the copy on your computer. And so if your computer's offline and someone else is going into their copy on their computer and making changes and they are online, their document is going to sync back to the cloud before yours. So when you come back online, essentially it overrides theirs.
It can't work out. It creates a conflict of file
Yeah.
and you end up with the wrong versions and the wrong history.
Exactly. And so that's when people will be ringing each other going, I thought you made those changes. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. That's why. Now, one of the other big reasons that people aren't aware of too, in addition to the deleting, so what that means is if you delete a file off yours, your copy, it removes it.
From everywhere. It removes it from the cloud storage and then anyone else who has that folder synced. So you can imagine how this is going to play out when you've got 5, 10, 15, 50 people logging into your SharePoint site. You don't want to be syncing and moving that much data around.
And so then the last thing is security. So one, you've got a copy of your business files on every single person's computer because you're asking them to sync. You don't want to do that. And the second thing is the actual computer security in itself. So if I get hit with CryptoLocker or a ransomware, what syncing does is basically opens up a gateway to the cloud. So I always think of that Thor movie, when he sticks that thing in and it opens
the gateway to the portals.
Basically does the same thing. And so you then run the risk of infecting everything. And of course, we're lucky with Microsoft because they will help you out in those situations, or definitely your IT company should. But Dropbox and Google Drive don't support you in those situations.
It's hard, and you don't want to be in that situation because whilst you might be able to get the support, you've got this whole period of time where you actually can't do anything. You've got to go through, recover your data. You could have lost stuff you're working on during the day. And that's why we say with the SharePoint platform, it's use it online. I mean, when aren't you connected? You can pretty much be connected anywhere.
Yeah.
And look, the reality is if you do need to use a file offline because you're going to be away from 4G coverage, you're going to be on a plane for 5 or 6 hours and you want to work on some data, the best way to do it is to copy that data into your OneDrive. Yeah. Because that's what you sync. Your OneDrive is your personal information, your personal data. That's synced. That's definitely synced, and you have a copy of that on your laptop because you're not managing who else has control of it, really.
There's no conflicts because it's yours.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do, and look, what we'll do is we'll flick to an example of how this works, but you can check documents out from SharePoint.
Yep.
So best practice would be that you can actually check documents out with SharePoint. It stops other people opening them, and then they're yours to work on.
And you can copy that locally or copy it to your OneDrive and then work on it.
Exactly. So there are a few little tips and tricks. But yeah, look, syncing we just don't need to do it anymore. There are some really small exceptions.
Yep.
But it is just a different way of working, and we need to get on board with it.
Yeah, it's a different way of working, and I think it's a better way of working. It's a better way to manage your data, a better way to secure your data.
Yeah.
And your team are going to be a lot more productive if they've only got one copy of this file they need to work on.
Yeah.
You're not having to worry about it being on 10, 15, 20 machines.
The other thing you don't get with syncing is the search functionality. So the whole reason we want our files in the cloud is for that quick search. Okay, so we need to get in the habit of going to the browser to look at our stuff anyway.
It's interesting. I did that this morning. I was writing a proposal to someone, and I honestly couldn't remember where I saved it in SharePoint, but I knew I'd saved it somewhere. I just typed in the name of the client or some content out of there. Bang, there it is. Came up.
Yeah.
I didn't spend hours going through folders and structure. I just typed
Yeah.
the name of the company, brought up the file I was looking for. Happy
Done.
days. So that's the power of
Exactly.
search.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you do lose all those other bits and pieces when you sync as well.
Yep. No, good. So that's our Ask Me Anything for today. Look, if there are any questions, we'd love you to post them, flick us an email, drop it in the comments below, because we will ask it. Every week we're going to answer the questions for you.
Can't wait.
Have a good day.